Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Auntie Donna and the Planka crew. Good afternoon. Auntie Donna, I am seeking your help in finding my son. My last time seeing my son was May the 22nd, 1982. And that's when I last saw him in the Bustamante Children's Hospital. On the 24th of May 1982, I was told that he died from that Saturday. I did not get any closure. I did not get to see his body or nothing at all. And yes, I was young when I had my son. My son's name is Nathaniel Obadiah Augustus Jr. His father's name is Earl Jr. Up until that time, we lived in Spanish Town. And so, yes, his father was seeing me and another young lady from St. Thomas by the name of Anne-Marie Legister, in which, after I had my son, the father told me that some woman in the country tell him to bring the child and give to her. So I asked him, which woman is this? Or could I give you my child to give away? Or could I do that? And so shortly after, my son took sick and ended up in the hospital. And that was when I last saw him. So for 38 years at that time, for 38 years, I mourned for my son, still mourn for my son until this day. And I had accepted it, Auntie Donna. I did accept it that yes, my son is dead. And it was a year ago. It was a year ago, and I'm going to say this. It's a year ago, and it pays to serve God. Because there's nothing that God will ever eat from us, his children. So it was a year ago, Mother's Day to be exact, on May 10th, 2020. I was in my kitchen cooking, and that's when I had an impartation with God, So that's when I know that, look, your son is not dead. How can you be sure that your son is dead when you did not get any closure and you did not see your son? So I was like, what? So are you saying now that my son is alive? After 38 years, I have not seen my son. My son is going to be 40 October 13th, 2021. He's going to be 40. And my reason for even reaching out to you like this, Auntie Donna, it was because of a dream that I had, and your name was mentioned in the dream. So I was saying this could be a direction, where the Lord just want me to reach out to you since you have a wide platform, So I'm just reaching out to you, Auntie Donna, if it's not a bother. I'm trying to find my son, and he's my only child, Nathaniel Obadiah Augustus Jr., born October 13, 1981. I will also enclose, further details, when you give me permission to do so, Auntie Donna, So I am just reaching out to you, and honestly, I'm making this video and I am at loss for words. I am still lost for words, I am just still waiting on the manifestation of God. I'm just waiting, to see what God is doing in this time and in this season, and I said, wherever my son is, I really wanted to see him. I really wanted to explain to him that I never gave him up. I was told that he is dead. At that time, he was only 7 months and 2 weeks old. And that was the last time that I saw him, the 22nd of May, 1982. And I mourn every day of my life. Every day of my life, I mourn for my child. Every day of my life until now. I had him when I was in my young teen. I'm in my middle 50s now, and I still mourn for my child. You know, it is just such a sad situation wherein I deliver my child on my own in the Spanish Town Hospital. 39 years going on 40 years now. So if there's any person out there who happens to know where my son is, Nathaniel Jr., his father name is Earl Jr., and the last known woman I know he had was Anne-Marie Legister from St. Thomas, Jamaica. I am overseas, so that's why I just said Jamaica. You know, he is the one, she is the one that I know he was with. Because he was with her when he was with me. You know. So I am just reaching out. And I am asking for any person who might know where my son is. And it is not too late. It is not too late. I don't think it is too late because, you know, I always have to refer back to the Bible. The man with the leopard, he stood at he sit at the poolside for 38 years before the Lord healed him. So I'm just reaching out, you know, even as a Christian, my belief, you know, I have strong belief and I have faith in God that, look, whatever he said, it so be it. If he said it, I grasp on it and I run with it. So I'm just seeking the help to find my child. I'm seeking the help. I really need help finding my child. You know, when I found out that my son is a possibility that my son was not dead, but he was taken instead. You know, he was taken. Auntie Donna, this is so sad. We're in, you know, it was the very day, the same day that I last saw my son. When I went back to the hospital to see my son. And when I get home that night, it was in the night, it was a Saturday night, the 22nd of May, 1982. And when I get back to the house, my son, Father Earl Jr., he moved out everything for him and for my son. He did not even leave one safety pin. He lived with everything while I was at the hospital visiting my son. He went to the house and he cleaned out everything for both of them. And I feel sick and I didn't go to the hospital this Sunday. The Monday morning when I went to the hospital only to hear, oh, your son died from Saturday. My God. My God. So Auntie Donna, I'm just reaching out, ma'am. I'm just reaching out. I'm asking you just to use your platform to please to help me, you know, to find my child. I will inbox you my personal number if you need it. You know, my personal information I will give to you if you need it. But I'm just asking you please to use your platform to help me to get some form of closure to find my child. This is my only child. And it weighs heavy on me to know that my son possibly is alive and being somewhere. He might be looking for me too. Auntie Donna, God bless you. God bless you and the Planka crew. And for every person that might know something about my child, about Anne-Marie Legister in St. Thomas, about Earl Jr., please contact Auntie Donna. Please contact Auntie Donna. And that Auntie Donna will contact me. My name is Eunice Dawkins then. When I had my son, I was Eunice Dawkins. And the father is Earl Jr. Thank you very much. God bless you. God bless you and also you. Have a blessed and wonderful afternoon.